Alright, so picking up where we left off, we're just gonna continue. We just finished chapter 2. Hello, Mion. Hey. I call her Randy. Ah, of course, that's right up her alley. I understand her wanted to take home Satoko and Riki-chan. I don't support that. But I can't understand the call her Randy. What's so good about that four-eyed geezer? I mean, I'm pretty sure they're just referring to, you know, calling her the KFC dude. I think that's such a weird reference to have in the middle of the game, right? Totally better to hit it from Rina, don't you think? She'd probably just say because it's just so cute, though. Does Rina often go to the construction site to hunt for treasure? Every now and then she says she's going to have a look. But a girl her age, rummaging around in garbage is, well, if Rina enjoys it, then I think it's fine. I think it's dangerous, but then again, you know, what can you do? If the parents don't care, then that's also, you know, something. What are they doing over there? Dam construction? It had been bugging me since yesterday, like an itch I couldn't scratch. It was cancelled a long time ago. Everyone got it together and fought against it. Hearing an ominous word like fought come from Rika-chan's mouth startled me. That's right. It was unbelievable. They said Hinamizawa will be sunk into the reservoir, and we had nothing to say in the matter. We had no say in the matter. So I'm only able to be here because the protest succeeded. Oh, that you know, that's a way to see it. I'm sorry. I didn't keep you, did I? My deepest apologies, Keiichi-san. It took me a while to powder my nose. Satoko. Wait to use the can until you really have to go. It's a lot easier since it's just right out. Jesus Christ. I was, you know, at the end of the last episode, I was just like, hey, by the way, like, this is masterfully written, right? And then they're like, they dropped that line. At the same time, like, again, you have to represent the maturity of the kids in high school, right? So it's okay, I guess. It doesn't really matter. How dare you speak that way to a maiden in unparalleled beauty, such as myself? What a way to describe yourself. Who was she calling a maiden? If Satoko really was a maiden, then she wouldn't have reacted like that. The usual hijinks ensued. Okay, so the dynamic within the characters has been well established, so we can, you know, figure out what happens. You know, Satoko likes to fight with Keiichi, and Rika is the neutral force, and then there's Arena in the middle of it thinking that everything is good, and then Mion, you know, tries to be a leader and stop everybody from fucking fighting all the time, right? Now then, gentlemen, in accordance with the rules of our society, I bring the point to discussion. He, Keiichi Maebara-kun, wishes to be included as a member in our activities. What say you? Jesus. Rina has no objection. Oh no. I wonder if the likes of this peasant is up to the task. Oh my god, dude. Me and Satoko both approve. The three that Mion had queried voiced their approval. I wonder what the other kids think as well. Like, there's supposedly there are other kids within the classroom, and nobody seems to interact with them at all. An unanimous decision. Well, congratulations, Keiichi Maebara-kun. I present you the honor of being allowed to take the entrance exam out for a club. Start from the beginning. I didn't say I would join. What club is this? What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities under different sets of rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weird, so pretty weak, not weird. Well, also kinda weird, but okay. So I prefer if you didn't single me out. Let's try to get along. You're so naive, Rina. The law of the jungle is survival of the fittest. This was starting to sound a bit sketchy. So what kind of club was it? To sum it up, it's a club where we play games together. Riki-chan was the only to answer my question with a pertinent response. Thank you, actually. So basically this club put Mion's hobby of collecting games to use by playing various games that Mion had ordered every day. It seemed that depending on the day there were prizes for the winner or a penalty for the person who finished last place. That seems cool. I'll make this clear right now. We aren't playing a house here. You should treat each win or loss as if your life depends on it, alright? What's wrong with just having fun? Don't make it sound so crazy. The first rule for society aim only for first place. Going at it half-ass just because it's a game is not allowed. Rule number 2 for society, for that reason you are obligated to make all possible efforts. The way Satoko said it, it sounded like she was saying, use any means necessary. Of course I will do my best too. Aww. I'm pretty weak, but I'm trying my best. I knew that what they were trying to say. I mean, Rina, you did kick my ass on the first episode, by the way. So I don't know if you're weak, but alright. In a game where everybody's aiming for the top, it's rather unsportsmanlike to just play for fun. Alright, then I too will go all out. With that, I was finally ready for the rite of initiation, my baptism into the club. Seems like legit an initiation for a fucking gold, dude. A word of warning, K-chan. Rina can get pretty nasty. I would have assumed. Yeah, you know? This initiation looks like it's going to be rough. Mion began fishing around in the student lockers in the back of the room. They have the games here at the school. Well, it's club equipment, so I guess that's fine. Complicated games will put K-chan at a disadvantage, so today we'll play a game that you should be familiar with. How about a standard can game, like all Bachelor? Right, let's do this. I do not know what type of game that is, but okay. Can't really get into it unless there's a penalty. This time the loser will be sentenced to having their face drawn on. What do you think? It won't be a permanent marker, right? I hope that that's not the case. Permanent. She wants to draw on her faces with a permanent marker. That is perfect. Satoko cheered the idea on. She didn't even flinch at the thought of such a severe penalty. Seemed like she was ready to go. If it's going to be like this, then I can lose either. Then I'll just cut the deck and start dealing. Well, Bachelor is pretty much the same as All Maid. There's only one difference, there's no Joker. In its place, one card is pulled out at the start. Meaning there will be one card without a march left over at the end. Oh, I know! I know, here, I used to play with my father, and he called it tonto, which is dumb. And essentially, there's only one dumb card. If you are left with the dumb card, you are dumb. And you cannot... Yeah, you have to trade with other people the cards and so on. You don't know which card will end up being the Joker. Yeah, it's a pretty thrilling game. Yeah, I know it. I just know it by the Spanish name. Not even like the Spanish official name. It's more like I know it because my father taught me that name. But yeah, I played it before. I take out the card now. But it's also like legit like a lot of... in real life RNG, I guess. Mion took out one card and left it face down on the table. Everybody stared at the card intently. Stared at the card. Well, it'll be pretty obvious in the end game. No way to tell at the start. But the rest of them were very serious. They didn't seem as relaxed as I was. Jesus Christ. They compared their cards to the one face down, all the while gauging each other's reaction. It is luck after all, like you cannot, well, you know, eventually you get to strategize a bit, but at the beginning you have no idea. It was as if they could see what the face down card was. No, it couldn't be. This deck is pretty worn out. No way, can everyone tell by the scratches that what the card on the table is? Oh no! Kei-chan must try his hardest to win as well. A number of cards are quite unique. Keiichi-kun should be able to remember them pretty quickly. She said that so matter-of-factly. Suits me fine. Don't think a little thing like that can be your crutch. I lashed out angrily, but it was rather obvious I was at a disadvantage. After all, they'd gone so far as to memorize the wear and tear for each individual car. It wasn't a simple game of old Bachelor. If this was a test, then they were playing with the answer sheet in front of them. Bring it! I'll take advantage of your carelessness and beat you at your own game. That baseless confidence will soon be crushed. Something tells me I'm gonna lose. How about I tell you, your hand starting from the right?
3、4、9、ジャック、クイーン。
Oh god. Yeah. By the way, the Bachelor is the Jack of Diamonds. I can tell what they are even if you switch them around. I am out. I thought I was superb, but for it to be this brutal, just overwhelming. Demons, you're all demons. Rina isn't a demon, are you? Sorry, Keiichi-kun. This is the Tree of Heart, isn't it? I'm out. Not even a hint of mercy. Rina, even Eureka-chan. These club activities weren't to be trifled with. An alumnus of this club will definitely survive in the cruelest of situations. If our entire class had a self-detonating colors strapped to their necks and were dropped into a deathmatch on a deserted island, these guys would probably take it like fish to water. What type of mentality do you have to go from we're playing a card game to like this, put colors that explode on us and then go to a deathmatch? I can already picture their joy as they hunt down each of their classmates. It's a lowest point system. The order itself dictates the points. Whoever has the lowest point total wins. Since Keiichi finished last, he has 5 points. There's already 5 marked down on my scoreboard. I think it's unfair to Keiichi-kun if we don't use a new deck. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. Kei-chan is a man after all. He can turn the tables even if the odds are stacked against him, right? It's fearing for a lowly peasant to scupper home. I'd soak the brilliance in tears, don't you think? Jesus Christ, dude, what the hell are they talking about? A petite hand laid itself on the top of my head, which was trembling from uncontainable frustration. It was Rika-chan's, yeah. Keep on fighting, yeah, alright. Thanks to Rika-chan's words of encouragement, I was able to calm down. You need to be calm, especially when you're cornered. That's the power I could muster during this crisis. Think clearly, Keiichi Maebara. Take your time and look at the cards carefully. It's just arena set. Several of the cards have their own distinct markings, making them stand out. Memorizing them should be pretty simple. Think about what you can do in this situation. Try everything in your power to improve your chances of victory. Great, Keiichi-kun, just like that. I covered the uniquely marked cards with my hands, or other cards, arranging them in such a way that they couldn't be seen. The one with the ripped corner should be the 5, and I'm out. God damn it. I couldn't let any of those precious hints slip by me. All information is a weapon. Then it was my turn. Satoko burned out her cards for me. Oh no. You see, I want the 7. Is it this one? I wonder about that. You won't know unless you take it. There was a bit of dismay in her expression, like she doesn't want it taken. That kind of expression. I won't let that momentary lapse slip by me. I know! It's this one! Got it! 7 of spades. A cheer of ooh rang out. What is this? The 7 should be the hardest one of all to tell apart. It wasn't from memorizing the markings. Those slight changes in their expression as I was selecting cards were enough. That is true. If you don't keep a poker face, you're gonna get screwed on every card game. Can't hide it from me, Kei-chan. This mark means it's the 2 of diamonds. What? She was startled at her own misread. Of course everyone else was too. It's rare that Mi-chan gets a card wrong. Kei-chan, could it be you? You told me the part by different marks. That mark was a nail scratch, so I put a new one on it. Are you saying he disguised it as 2 of diamonds? What an impressive show of wit. Yeah, you know, that is quite smart, to be fair. Keiichi landed a clean hit. That's great, Keiichi-kun. This was an incredible match, you know? You know? Having defeated the forerunner, Mion, my brilliant battle left me ecstatic. But by total points, it was already set in stone that Mion would win, and I would finish last. I laughed heartily, selecting the tone of my voice carefully to get on Mion's nerves. Well, I'm going to end up the loser, but I'm satisfied with one-upping Mion at the end. Ah, there you go. That should be the proverbial slap in the face of the Mion, who was at the top already ensured the victory. Even if Kei-chan gets first place this round, he'll still end up last place overall. Don't you hate that? Of course I do. Let's have a duel. One chance. If you win, then we'll swap first and last place. How about it? You up for it? She fell for it, let's go. A chance for an upset wouldn't be possible without goading her into it. One chance, you say? Let me hear the rules. Mion discarded 2 cards from her hand and replaced one with the Joker card that was on the table. Then she shuffled the resulting hand behind her back. The card in my right or the card in my left. If Kei-chan can guess which hand the Joker is in, then he wins. When you turn around just now, you didn't pull out the Joker, did you? If you lose, I show you the card in the other hand. That okay? The other 3 gulped nervously, as this was an unexpected turn of events. Alright, you got it! Mion grabs 1 card in each hand and thrusted them out at me. First, I needed to inspect them closely. The card on the right hand had no distinguishing marks. I couldn't tell which one it was. Which one, I wonder? Keiichi-kun, be careful. Yeah, of course, this is my chance for a big comeback. Looking closely at the card on the left, I saw it a little weird. It wasn't one that I hadn't seen before. That card is. I didn't let that bit from Satoko slip by me. Mion chuckled, clucked her tongue. I didn't recognize the mark on the left from the small number that I had memorized. I didn't know what the left card was, but I could tell from Satoko's reaction that that card had already appeared in the game. Since it had already appeared before, it meant that it definitely wasn't the Joker. Kei-chan think it's the one on the right, huh? Will you choose that one then? Will you? The left card definitely wasn't the Joker. If I could trust that theory, then I should have been able to declare that the card on the right was the Joker. Even without Mion stunting, the one on the right was the most suspicious. But it wasn't a bit too rash to decide based solely on Satoko's reaction. Carefully? I remember now. That mark, the left card, no doubt about it. The 7 of clubs. It's the 7 of clubs, I see. I've won. The card on the left was the 7 of clubs. So that meant the card on the right was the Joker. And then just before my hand touched the card, I froze. I expect no less from you. There was a wave of rumors amongst the onlookers at my sudden halt. Right before I could figure the right card was the Joker. What could Keiichi-san possibly be saying? I mean, the left one is... Shh. What makes you so certain that the right one isn't the Joker, Kei-chan? Mion let loose an unexpected question. Everyone else was baffled. I don't know what the card on the right could be, but I know that the one on the left is the 7 of clubs. Then, doesn't that leave the right one as the Joker? One of them has to be the Joker, right? Yeah. One of those is the Joker, right? Keiichi has good intuition. Maybe she just none of them are, and one of them is hidden behind her, something like that. Rika-chan, what do you mean by? So basically, the 7 of clubs. I discarded that by matching it with Satoko's 7 of spades earlier. Everyone's attention snapped to the discard pile at the same time. The truth of the matter couldn't be discerned from the sloppy pile. So that means Mayan pocketed one of the discarded cards, then aligned it over there as the left card, and that means... I see, I get it. This left card is being disguised as the 7 of clubs, right? It was the first time since the start of the match that a shadow ran across Mion's face expression, and I didn't let that slip by. Then, with a grand flourish, I declared it loudly. The Joker is? The left one! It was an intense moment. The 1 second felt like an eternity for everyone there. Breaking that silence, the first one to speak was Mion. Being the first president of this club, I've been witness to a variety of performances. Kei-chan, yours is the best. Hey, alright. The best of the best. Of the best. Okay. That was probably the greatest compliment Mion could give. Mion accepted her defeat, dropping the cards from both hands. My comeback victory, yo, let's go. Rika-chan placed her hand on my head and began petting it, congratulating me on the victory. Huh? Rika-chan. Rina and Satoko gaped at us, as if they had seen a ghost. What is it, Rina? It's not like they're cheating or anything, right? This is the first square, yeah. Rika only pet someone on the head to console them. What's the meaning of this? That moment Rina let out a small shriek. Keiichi-kun. This is how it was? You know, Kei-chan, I thought you read into it that far. Everyone froze. No, it was just me. It was a gamble. If you had just jumped into conclusions like a little bat, then I would have lost. It was the answer everyone was certain about. Mion picked up the card from the losing hand. Kei-chan, you know you should take pride in this loss. Oh no! She turned it around. That was the card that proclaimed the victory of this duel. The card under the several clubs. Unbelievable. It was the 2 of diamonds. It was set up behind the setup. If I just picked the right one without reading so deeply into it, I, Mion Sonosaki, as the club president, do accept Keiichi Maebara's membership into our club, but we also lose! As I slapped into my knees, dazed, everybody let out a round of applause for the excellent effort I gave despite my defeat. The match is now over. Yeah, but today's victory is mine. Mion Sonosaki, and our exact loser is Keiichi Maebara. Oh no, dude. Everyone made a commotion, applauding cheerfully. I felt I was bested, but I was only beaten that it was unexpectedly felt rather refreshing. When Mii-chan pulled that little trick behind her back, I got excited thinking she's going to do it again. So we lose, huh? When Keiichi-san stopped the moment before touching the correct card, I thought he fell for it. He fell for it quite handily. Huh? Hey, wait. Well then, knew from the start I still got excited? Everyone got excited to make it more fun. Yeah. You're all demons! Oh no. Now then, Kei-chan, it's time for your penalty. Since it's your first day participating, I'll go easy, okay? It'll be a problem if you refuse to come to school. They're gonna draw dicks on him, I'm sure. The 3 members held down my arms and shoulders firmly. Mion approached, licking her lips. Her right hand went to pull something out of her pocket. That's a felt tip marker. It's a giant permanent one. Okay, here we go. Okay, I just know that if my friends, you know, and I play this, dicks all over the face. I just know it. I just know that will happen. She took the card up with the marker and brought it slowly up to my face while she was immobilized. Well, there you go. I let out my death. I let out my death throes. Alright, Higurashi when they cry. That was the intro to chapter 3, huh? As soon as the club activities were finished, Rina flew off. Probably so she could dig up that cute little Randy that she wasn't able to take home yesterday. So yeah, as far as I understand, that little bell is just like the end of the period. You know, remember the chapter number 1. So today was just Mio and me walking home together. A rather rare occurrence. Wanted a treasure, huh? The guys throwing it away probably never thought in their wildest dream that Rina will be grateful to them. However, weren't we supposed to help Rina out? I'm pretty sure we're supposed to be with her today. I wanted a question, meaning that damn construction site from before. Alright, Myung would probably tell me. The murder by dismemberment that seemed to have happened there. Over there, you know, at that damn construction site. Damn, did something happen there? Long ago? Something sure did, a grand battle. There were sittings and demonstrations, what the fuck? It was a bit different from what I wanted to hear, but I decided I just listened the same. It was our land that was going to be sunk into the damn reservoir. I would have fought as well, probably. The government guys were really adamant about it, acting all big and full of themselves, since they figured out that they couldn't sell it with no money. They did a bunch of nasty stuff. They were nasty guys. Neon spoke excitedly as if the whole thing was happening right in front of her. I'm amazed you guys won. We were facing the federal government, right? The mayor and prominent figures in the village all signed petitions. They went to Tokyo and struck deals with legislators, and as a result, the development plan was retracted. It was our complete victory. That is fantastic. Like, just to comment on this real quick, like, essentially, a small town fighting for their rights and deciding to go against the government and, you know, the rich people who are trying to, you know, essentially like get rid of your whole town. That is just great news, and it's lovely to see it. I'm always up for that type of story, really. Exactly. There wasn't any balance, was there? Like assaults or murders? None. Nobody wants to talk about this, huh? She promptly cut me off. The same as Rina had. Her words signaled the end of discussion. Tomitake-san said one arm wasn't found in the incident. How is this guy just the only one who's like willing to talk about this? This random photographer dude who was very creepy about it too. Okay, well, whatever. I thought that a murder by dismemberment had occurred, but I guess I was wrong. I don't think we were wrong. I think the people are just trying to forget about it or not mention it. My curiosity incited. I sat dejectedly inside. Later, see you tomorrow. No, it's just the attitude about this is very off-putting. You can't wash that off until you get home, got it? I got it, I won't. Oh yeah, right, because we have dicks all over her face. Yeah. Mion held back her laughter while stealing glances at my face. I wonder what kind of nasty tools it drew. Damn you, Mion, you shall rue this day. If her roles are ever reversed, I'm going to go all out. Wonder what happens if we ask Rika. And also, Satoko, I guess, would probably just, you know, continue being annoying. But Rika, she seems like more trustworthy, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm being biased. But I thought that Neon would be able to just say out loud what happened. It's just, if it appears in the news and a guy from outside the town can say it. It obviously happened. All over your face, you won't be able to take it off. Okay, yeah, you're talking about, you know, the childish stuff. I'm talking about the murder. I'm just like, it's very brutal. And how something like this, you know, is not brought up at all. Upon arriving home, I ran straight to my mom, embarrassing myself yet again. The mood I come home was already on edge. It was not an uncommon thing in our family. Whenever Dad can come up with a good idea, it always ends up like this. He stops around the house with his arms crossed. Mom whispered into my ear, "Welcome back, Keiichi. Dad, he's in a bit of a mood right now, so don't bother him, okay? He can come up with a new idea. It's just because of the airlines are so close together this time. Your dad needs time to recharge so he doesn't work well. Dad spent his feet the entire family. If he runs out of ideas, then that's the end of the Mahabharas. Never gone hungry before. Could it be that my dad is a master painter? Wouldn't it be easier to get an idea taking a walk outside rather than wandering around the house? The thing of the piece this time is in the household. So it seems your dad wants to use this house as a motive. That's quite a bothersome motive. Keiichi, tidy your room for once in a while. It looks terrible. Sorry, I'll clean it up later. Ah, come on, please don't use my room as the motive. Keiichi, there's still some time before dinner, so please go take a walk out or something. Okay. Dad's moods are only temporary. As soon as he gets an idea, his mood improves and he starts humming. Until then, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just go take a walk so that I don't aggravate him further. Well, I guess I will then. Okay, so we're going back out. I said I was going to take a walk out, but I didn't have any particular destination in mind. I just need to kill some time. I will visit my friends. Is that really like too bad to do? I got on my back and pondered where to go. I could just go read at the bookstore, but it would take about an hour by bike to get to town. It would be dark by the time I get back, so I didn't want to go unless I had to. The roads at night here in Namisawa creep me out. Yeah, because like you're not used to everything being so freaking like lonely. I can understand that. Me and Satoko ever found out about that. I smiled. Oh yeah. Rina was probably still at the Mountain of Treasure, the damn construction site. The excavation of Colonel Randy was probably taking her a while. I was supposed to be doing that with her. It wouldn't be so bad to have her owe me one. She might return the favor next time we have club activities. With a little bit of self-interest in mind, I set off towards the damn construction site. Tomitake-san might be there as well. The only person with information about the incident that both Rina and Mion denied knowing about. If I met him again, I'd like to ask for more details. To ask, was there real dismemberment here in Inamisawa? That was my real intention. That's a hell of a ride. I spotted Rina struggling up on a slope of garbage pile. It looked like Cuddle and Randy was lodged in there pretty firmly. It didn't look like Rina would be able to excavate him by herself. Well, I seen that Tomitake-san wasn't around, I began climbing down the slope unsteadily. Hey Rina, looks like you're walking up a sweat. What brings you to a place like this? What do you reckon? A place like this, huh? I see, she was aware of it at least. Thank God. I received a signal of emergency assistance at the accident site. Where is the injured party? Yeah, he's just playing. Yeah. There was a report Cole and Randy was buried alive in this trash pile. You scared me. Yeah. Don't frighten me like that. I was just kidding. I thought you might be struggling by yourself, so I came to help you out. You came for me? Aw. Well, I filled my quota for today. If I don't see Rina blush at least once a day, then I'm not getting my daily required nutritional intake. Just kidding, you're embarrassing me now. What if we case behind the trash pile? Just kidding. Or not. What part was the joke? What part was it? I just ignore her bewilderment. Yeah. Okay, now move out of the way. So where is Golden Randy? Sorry. Can you see him in that gap? He's really buried there. Golden Randy was sideways, surrounded by boards and other construction materials. Now they were caging him inside. According to Rina, it wasn't like this yesterday. It seems as though another illegal dumper came yesterday, dumped again, and now he's buried like this. You're trying to move this pile by yourself? With those scrawny arms? There's no way she will be able to do that with her slender arms. But Golden Randy is so cute, god damn it. There's a chain on the Golden Randy at the store. This one though, I should be able to take this one home. If Rina gave up on this Golden Randy, she probably start devising a plan to steal the one at the front of the store. As Rina's guardian, I won't allow her to sully her hands with crime. Out of the way, I'll do it. That is cute. Rina blushed again, but this time I left it alone. The pile was enormous. Also, the more days we wasted, the more likely another illegal dumping will occur. If it got buried any deeper, there will be nothing that could be done. Keiichi-kun, I help too. Let me help. Just get in the way, so stay back. I wonder if we're gonna ever see the Golden Randy. You know, I would love to see the visual of it at least. Pulling out scrap, bending them, tossing them aside, I quickly became covered in sweat and dust. Flying objects drew beautiful arcs across the twilight sky, one after another. Lumber, timber, plywood. Damn it! No matter how much I threw out, there was still more. Even though I could still Golden Randy right there. After grandstanding like that in front of Rina, I felt frantic because of how little I had progressed. If I was going to do this seriously, I'd need an axe or something. That's enough, Keiichi-kun. You're so sweaty. You don't have to try so hard. I'm just doing it for you, Rina. Don't worry about it. She's going to blush, yeah. Whoops, I meant to say I was trying to my best so as to keep her from becoming a criminal. Yeah, right. I think you're in denial, but you obviously like her, man. I was at least like to think so. I just don't want, you know, Rina to be played with, I guess. I guess I just need a break. This is pretty tough. I sprawl on my back the grassy slope. I'm so sorry. You're covered in sweat. Why aren't you helping though? Rina patted her handkerchief against my forehead. It felt pretty nice. Well, wait a minute. Wait here a minute, huh? Okay. My house is pretty close. I'll bring you some barley tea, okay? Leaving the handkerchief on my forehead, Rina took off running. The cries of the Higurashi gently cooled the air. After I was certain that Rina was gone, I picked myself up and headed towards what I discovered earlier. That was a garbage pile of magazines and newspapers bottomed in the twine. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was around here. There it was. There were bound stacks of not so reputable tabloids. They were stacked chronologically, going back quite a few years. It was quite a disturbing incident. They still haven't found one of the arms. If it was just as Tomitake-san said, then undoubtedly there will be a mention of a murder. These are troubled times. There is no end to these sickening incidents. There's a large part of society drawn by these incidents as well, so it had to be recorded somewhere. I unfastened the packages and opened the rain-soaked pages carefully, looking over the table of contents. Not here. Next one. Not here. Next one. It was hard to search and I didn't know when it happened. I didn't know who the perpetrator or the victim was either. I only knew it had happened here. I looked up every so often, checking to see if Rina had come back or not. I wouldn't want her to see me gawking at a dirty magazine, but it wasn't just that. Both Rina and Mion said they didn't know, but it had happened without a doubt. That is something I could agree with 100%. That it happened for sure. As long as Tomitaki-san wasn't lying. Then if both Rina and Mion, yeah, there it was. If they had just said that, then I wouldn't have gotten out somehow up on it. An incident that neither Rina nor Mion wished to talk about. Trying to recover it after they tried to conceal it is out of good intentions. That made me feel like I was acting against my friends. Not really. Okay, what the hell? Hinamisawa Dam worker lynching, murdered by dismemberment. There you go. Here it is. The featured article was in the back, and it seemed that there was a photograph in the color pages at the front. The pages of the featured article were stuck together and weren't easy to open. Rina could return any moment. Feeling rushed, I gave up and opened the photograph page. The police investigators were carrying a body bag, and newspapers reporting all baiting it in camera flashes. The image was blurry and hard to understand, but I could definitely make out the headlines. A tragic nightmare at the Hinamisawa construction site. Lynching and murder dismemberment. The victim was the site foreman. He had assaulted his assailants daily with an explosive backlash from his daily action. It's a horrible image to see the site foreman as. It happened. It really did happen. You see the details on the next page. Were on the next page. I turned the page without pausing. On it was: the assailants butchered the victim's body with hatchets and pickaxes, then used an axe to split the cadaver into 6 pieces: the head, arms, legs, and torso. I could understand just from the headline that it was just too horrible an incident. Normally, a lynching is just assault and murder, right? Dismember with hatchets and pickaxes. That wasn't a lynching. It was merciless killers to the letter and a brutal murder done by a group of people with hatchets, with pickaxes, with a hatchet. What the fuck? What was that? I dropped the hatchet. What the fuck? No wonder. I thought that it wasn't going to be Rina. I thought that maybe it was going to be the dude, but okay. Oh yeah, you said that it would help if you had an axe or something, didn't you? Jesus Christ, dude, what timing. What a timing, dude. So then I brought a hatchet for you from the shed. Okay, thank you, but my god. Rina fluttered her arms in a panic, continuing to explain and apologize. You see, I've been glaring at her pretty intensely. I'm sorry, I guess my reaction was a bit overboard. No, I'm sorry as well, I'm sorry. Night was drawing close. I was pretty worn out, and so I wouldn't hurt to do the rest tomorrow. Doesn't look like we can break the last beam without the hatchet. You brought it after all, so I'll have to borrow it tomorrow, alright? Okay. Why do you look so glum? Tomorrow we'll be digging out Colin Randy, right? You're right. I really want to take Colin Randy home soon. Both knew that it was useless to apologize any more than that. I quenched my thirst with the barley tea Rina brought and wiped up the sweat that had now gone cold. We took the path to head home. I felt quite guilty about that tablet wrapped around my jacket, but why? Like, I don't understand why you feel guilty about it. You're just, finding out about something that happened. If they don't happen to know, that's cool. If they are trying to hide it, that is weird. And all you're doing is just getting your own information. Let me view the new tips. Yeah, there you go. October 1975. In accordance with the Prime Minister's bulletin number, Hinamisawa's electrical development master plan was announced. The vast scope of the projected Hinamisawa Dam was to have an incredibly heavy impact on the village Hinamizawa. The area to be flooded by the Hinamizawa Dam will include the 5 areas of Hinamizawa, Takatsuro, Kiyotsu, Matsumoto, and Yagochi. What the The submerged area will include 291 houses, population 1,251, 1 elementary school, 1 middle school, 1 post office, 1 agricultural cooperative, 1 forestry department lumberyard, 5 shrines, 2 temples, 1 fishery. All of these communal, cultural, agricultural areas and places of worship were to be indefinitely submerged at the bottom of the artificial lake basin. That is insane. Forsaking the hundreds of years our ancestors poured their blood and sweat into this fertile, resource-rich land was just too painful to bear. All the residents having homes that were to be submerged banded together and created the Onikakushi Guardians. The dam project was halted and petitions to alter the plan were circulated. The citizens sought peaceful negotiations, but the government and its puppet company openly refused. Performing unspeakable heinous acts, they quashed the democratic actions of the villagers. But the villagers did not falter. Instead, they banded together even more closely, and still they resolved to protect their homes to the death. The continuation of that frightening Hinamizawa Dam construction project is still stalled as of today. The villagers understand that the stalling was caused by sublime power through unity, and they understand that this fearsome plan has not yet been fully withdrawn. The Onikakushi Guardians had been dissolved after it did its part, but the feelings of unity it garnered have not been yet extinguished. As long as the passion resides in the hearts of the residents, they'll be able to confront whomever next decides to sink their homes into the lake basin. Onikakushi Guardians Committee Chairman Kiichiro Kimiyoshi. There you go. Okay. That was a hell of a project, huh? Nightmare befalls the Hinamizawa Dam. Lynching and murder dismemberment. On day of month in the prefecture at the Hinamizawa Dam construction work site in Shishibane City, a bone-chilling gruesome murder dismemberment. Even though this case has shocked the archipelago, the police will give no details on the case. Exactly what happened at this Hinamizawa Dam. They probably didn't mean to kill him at first, but as the victim resisted by swinging around a shovel, the rest of the perpetrators armed themselves in return, and it quickly escalated to homicide. So said the aforementioned investigator A. After this bloody tragedy was over, they were left with a body which nobody could have mistaken as alive. Had tormented suspects daily with rough behavior. You know, the guy who died. At first he was meant to be payback. All the perpetrators were horrified by their deed, and one even turned himself into the police. It was the de facto leader of the Group X, which is, sorry, I forgot to read that. Not only at first, they soon began to think that they did not wish to be caught. The construction site had numerous places to hide the body with 6 people. They were originally supposed to hide the body and leave the area, but the de facto leader feared that the consistencies. Jeez, I'm so sorry. that needs came wild to me. I apologize. That the consistency of the other 5 wouldn't be able to bear the burden, and came up with a horrifying method to keep them from turning him into the police. Yeah, he devised the heinous method of splitting up the body among them and making each of them responsible for hiding a piece. XX had turned a simple manslaughter into a gruesome dismemberment and possibly involved each perpetrator in order to create a sense of unity between them. Each one participated, but what does that mean? Person A spoke out lonely. XX had ordered each and every one of them to dissect a piece of themselves. They were hesitant at first, but nobody refused. In for a penny, in for a pound. Thus, an unimaginable bloody ceremony began. The perpetrators wept and vomited as they performed the gruesome task. There was one person who stubbornly refused, but they were threatened, saying nothing will change if someone else ended up dead, and he gave up in his objections. But the plan collapsed in the span of one night. The one who has refused to dissect the corpse up until the last moment had broken down into tears at the hospital, where he was being treated for an injury sustained during the scuffle, and confessed. The criminals were arrested one after the other, but the de facto leader whereabouts still unknown. Oh man, of course. Also, the right arm was hidden by XS has yet to be found. Despite an ongoing search, this horrible individual has so far managed to elude law enforcement. What could the police be doing? It appears that XS had said he was going to throw the body into the swamp. XS' car was discovered and abandoned near the swamp, but there were no clues to his whereabouts. XS didn't trust his companions. One cannot deny the possibility that he had expected his companions to confess to the police and use his car as a decoy. Of course, I thought that theory. Since he has no car, one would expect him to have a limited area to which he could have escaped to. Maybe he didn't need to. Maybe he happened to be a person with a lot of influence. Perhaps even the person who created, the unity to oppose the dam, just throwing the idea out there. It sounds like they are hinting that was what happened. But within this station, there were rumors going around that he had accidentally slipped and drawn into the swamp when he went to throw the body away. I don't think that happened. To locals, that swamp is believed to be bottomless. It is known as Onikakushi, the demon's abyss, and it's said that the bottom of the swamp is connected to the hellish world of demons. The atrocious demon from the hell was... could it be that he had returned to hell through the swamp? Nah. The Sijin dragon bringer of luck and fortune. Prosperous fortune. Ladies leaping into your arms. Business success. Promotions. What the hell is happening? Ambition. Protection from harm. Not just the pachinko and horse races, but business and even love. Guarantee you earn your money back. Okay. Well, there you go. That was an ad that we read, I guess. Alright, let me save. Yes. Close. Alright, it's turning out to be quite an interesting game and story, to be honest. I feel like we are on the right track to say that this dude who created the revolution to avoid the dam may be the same person who happened to kill the dude at the dam as well. I think that this is the way that I'm looking at it is this, it makes sense because of the whole unity discourse. I feel like that's what the game is telling us, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it isn't the case. But yeah, it's quite interesting for sure so far. I have to admit that.